Just into the newsroom, Metro Police are looking for a suspect in a deadly hit and run in South Louisville. It happened around 3 this morning on National Turnpike near Southside Drive. Police say a man was hit by an unknown vehicle while riding his bike. The driver took off and the man died at the scene. If you know anything, call 574-LMPD.
They're telling us to run.
Cell phone video shows the chaotic moments after police say a gunman opened fire at a Georgia high school. 4 people died, 9 others were sent to the hospital. The suspect is now in custody and is only 14 years old. This happened yesterday at Appalachia High School near Atlanta.
You can see here powerful moments as students gather on the football field here shortly there for a prayer circle. They had evacuated the building. This morning, we're learning more about possible misread flags around the alleged gunman and how the community is handling the tragedy. ABC's Wynn has the latest.
This morning, shock and sadness in the wake of another school shooting in America, this time in Georgia. 2 teachers and 2 students now dead after a 14-year-old gunman opened fire at Appalachia High School. Investigators uncovering new details about the alleged gunman, saying agents received tips in May of last year about threats to commit a school shooting, determining that the threats came from then 13-year-old Colt Gray.
Sadly, this is a pretty common occurrence with mass attackers.
The FBI saying the father stated he had hunting guns in the house, but that his son did not have unsupervised access to them, adding there was no probable cause for agents to take action against him. Authorities believe the teen acted alone on Wednesday using an AR-style rifle to open fire inside the school.
Let's move with purpose, come on.
Students scrambling for shelter in classrooms and eventually the football stadium.
A lot of people were crying. It was like everybody was scared, and people were screaming, calling their moms and everything.
School resource officers engaged within minutes. Authorities say the suspect gave up immediately. The community now mourning those who were killed. Students Mason Skirmahorn and Christian Angulo, both 14, and teachers Richard Aspinwall and Christina Irimi.
This is everybody's worst nightmare.
This marks at least the 45th school shooting this year in the U.S. and the deadliest. Last night, hundreds gathered at a candlelight vigil near the school.
I still don't believe this is real.
Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Georgia officials say all 9 victims in the hospital are expected to survive. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear responded to the shooting on social media, saying in part it's devastating as another senseless act of violence has taken more lives and will leave others with lifelong trauma. We must do better. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp canceled a speech in Las Vegas after hearing news of the shooting. You can read his full statement in this story on WHAS11.com under the Nation World tab.
5 minutes after the hour here at home, there's an attempt to crack down on street racing. Metro Police are working to make more arrests in connection with 3 recent street takeovers. So this video shows one of the incidents from last Saturday night near the entrance to Iroquois Park. And you can see several people jumped on that LMPD cruiser. Well, police released this photo of one of those men, or one of the men who they say is on top of that cruiser. Interim Chief Paul Humphrey says he caused more than $1,000 worth of damage to the police car. So far, the LMPD has made 3 arrests in the takeover at Cactus Park, but none have been made in the ones that happened in Portland and Russell neighborhoods.
LMPD says homicides in Louisville are now up nearly 9% from this time last year. According to the gun violence dashboard, there have been 109 homicides in the city so far in 2024. Most of those were shootings. But when factoring in non-deadly incidents, data shows shootings themselves are actually down across the city. During LMPD's biweekly update, Interim Chief Paul Humphrey noted both types of cases need attention and action from police.
There's an increased likelihood that those victims or the participants in those non-fatal shootings are your later victims or suspects of homicide. So we want to make sure that we get to those people and we address those issues with just as much vigor as we do with homicides.
Humphrey says these shootings are still being investigated, even if it takes years to make an arrest. He added community cooperation is key in solving these crimes quickly.
The man who was shot by police last Wednesday during that carjacking outside the Outer Loop Walmart will face a judge today. Police say Randall Allen was released from a local hospital yesterday then booked into Metro Corrections. Allens was shot by police after they say he tried to carjack a woman in the Walmart pharmacy drive-thru on New Cut Road. He's facing multiple charges, including resisting arrest, unlawful imprisonment, and fleeing police. He's due in court at 9 o'clock.
Happening today, people living in Jeffersonville will get their chance to speak with TARC about redesign plans. It's one of more than 100 feedback sessions the Transit Authority is hosting throughout Kentuckiana. TARC is considering 3 different bus route concepts with the goal of putting a new plan in motion by next August. Today's meeting starts at 1 p.m. at the Community Action Center on 15th Street. If you're unable to make it, you can make your voice heard by taking a feedback survey at ridetarc.org.
And 5 years later, the Sherman Mitten renewal team says it expects work on the bridge to wrap up soon. Talking about mid-December, or November here rather. Right now, crews are working to replace hanger cables. This is the last major part of the renewal project. We're told 116 of the bridge's 136 cables have already been replaced. The renewal team says there will be no more long-term closures on the bridge, but there is one short closure scheduled for Friday, September 13th.